guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, this is my breastfeeding experience 3-month update. The baby is actually right here next to me in her bouncer. She is having a good time of her own right now. So if you can hear her, that's her in the background. She's just sitting right here next to me. She might be joining us at some point in this video. So just a little disclaimer right there. She actually joined us a lot sooner than I expected, but that's fun. So if you see me looking down in front of me, that's because she's sitting right on my lap. When we were in the hospital, I had already planned in the back of my mind that I wanted to breastfeed, and I was just hoping that everything was going to go well. I did take a breastfeeding class while I was pregnant, so I took one at the hospital. I did have to pay for it. I know some hospitals, they actually have a free class. Well, in this case, I did have to pay for the class, which I really didn't mind. The person who paid for my class was actually my mom, which was really nice of her to pay for the class for me. Because like I said, most places, you know, they offer the class for free, or your insurance pays for it. My insurance didn't cover it, so my mom paid the class for me. My biggest concern was her latching properly, because I know and I've heard tons of horror stories about babies not latching properly, and that was my biggest fear, that she wasn't gonna latch properly, or that she'd have some type of tongue tie or lip tie, and that would cause a complication. But that wasn't the case for us. Our situation, she actually latched immediately. Literally, as soon as they gave her to me, I popped her on. The nurse pretty much helped me, and she latched immediately, which was great. I would definitely suggest taking one of the breastfeeding classes if you can take a breastfeeding class. Even if you have to pay the extra money. Like I said, in my case, my insurance didn't cover it. So even if you have to pay the extra money, I would definitely look into taking a breastfeeding class. A lot of females actually say that part of the reason why they don't want to breastfeed is because it hurts. Now, I guess it's different in every case. I don't know. A lot of lactation consultants say that it shouldn't hurt, and in my case, it didn't hurt. Not one bit. It did feel different, obviously. You know, you have a child latching onto you, so it does feel a little weird and awkward at first. But don't let that discourage you, because in reality, I mean, it is a beautiful experience, and I'm glad that I was able to experience it. And they normally say if you feel any discomfort, I mean, yeah, a little soreness on the nipple is normal for the first couple weeks. I didn't have that, but it is very common for females to have that. But if you're feeling any pain, like intolerable pain, I would say try applying some nipple cream. If that's still not working, then I would definitely say contact a lactation consultant, because you probably have some type of issue and they may be able to help you. Now, I didn't know this, but I have reached out to a couple different breastfeeding groups on Facebook. I'm actually gonna link 2 different ones down below, but I actually asked them for advice because I had no clue why this was happening. But whenever I went to feed the baby, I realized that she would have to like swallow really fast, and it wasn't one of those situations where she would suck and wait for the milk to have to come out. The milk would just come spewing out. So I was a little confused as to why that was happening, because I felt like she got full really quick, and I didn't understand why that was happening, or if this was unusual. So I actually reached out to one of the Facebook groups, and I found out that there's a such thing called a fast letdown. Now, with a fast letdown, it means that your milk comes down very fast, more than normal, basically, meaning that instead of the baby having to suck the milk out, normally the milk is already there, and as soon as she starts sucking, it comes out immediately, because you probably have milk that's been sitting there for a good hour or 2, or you know, the production's been going on, it's just been sitting there waiting for you to release it. In my case, normally what I do before, and this is just a helpful tip that I learned, I didn't learn this until she was maybe about like a month old, which was if you have to, hand express some before you feed the baby, or try pumping some with a manual pump. They have the hand pumps, or you can use an electric pump just to get a little bit out. That normally helps with, you know, fast letdown. So that is definitely a tip on how to you know, help if you have a fast letdown situation. When she started breastfeeding, we would feed about every 2 to 3 hours. I actually have this really cool app on my phone that kept track of her, you know, how many diapers she was having a day and how many times she was feeding a day. And it basically, you know, kept track of when the last time I fed her, on which boob I fed her on. So it was pretty cool. I really, really liked it. She is actually exclusively breastfed. I mean, she doesn't really like bottles, but I'll get into that topic next. But she was feeding about every 2 to 3 hours. You know, I would, if she wasn't awake, I would wake her up, I would feed her. I know they say never wake a sleeping baby, but in this case, I felt like if it was definitely going past 3 hours, she needed to wake up, she needed to eat. I'm actually going to show you guys the app now. Okay, so here's my phone.
I had to take a break because I just had a really hectic day. You will see if I ever get to post the vlog video that I have. I'm probably not going to post it tonight, but when you see that vlog video, you'll see why my day was so hectic. Back to the video.
So we do co-sleep. I like co-sleeping. No, I do not force my babies to co-sleep. Ryleigh did co-sleep, but not as much as Athena does. Matt doesn't mind co-sleeping. We are very, very, very careful. It's just Athena really prefers to co-sleep, which is fine by me. I'm fine with it. She's fine with it. So I know that it's very controversial. Like, that topic is very controversial. But I mean, in my opinion, is everybody has different parenting methods and what fits for their families. This method just happens to fit for our family, so I'd appreciate it if I don't get bashed for wanting to co-sleep with my child. So I know normally they say to introduce the pacifier around 6 weeks, but we did introduce it at 4 weeks just because it seemed like she just needed that extra something to kind of soothe her. She hates the pacifier. She hated it when we first tried it with her. She hates it now. I don't know if that'll eventually change. If it does, I will let you guys know. I mean, she'll like have it and hold it in her mouth, but as far as actually using it to soothe her, she really doesn't need it. She just likes to play with it. She'll gnaw on it and then she'll pretty much spit it out. So she's not really a pacifier type of baby. We did wait 6 weeks to introduce her with bottles. The bottles that she is using right now are the even flow, slow flow nipples. So, I mean, we did try that. She does not prefer bottles. She actually does not like bottles at all. I guess she's just so accustomed to the breast that she just doesn't prefer to have a bottle. Actually, if you guys can comment down below what your baby's favorite bottle is, that would be great, because I definitely would like some input in what kind of bottles breastfeeding babies like. The pacifier brand that we actually used for her was the First Year Gummies, I think it's called, and she doesn't like them, but it's crazy because she actually likes angled nipple. So I mean, still doesn't like binkies. Like, I've tried her with that kind of pacifier and she really doesn't like it. So far this has been our breastfeeding journey. Another question I have gotten a whole lot is, do I pump and store milk? And like I said, because I do have a fast letdown and I do have a really good supply, I do pump sometimes occasionally, and I freeze it just because it is nice to, like I said, when I do go back to work, Matt has some on hand already, so I don't have to feel rushed to pump and go, you know. that is the last thing I have to say for this video. This has just been my 3-month update journey so far. People keep asking me how long will I breastfeed, and honestly the answer to that question is I would prefer to do it for about a year, and then kind of wean her off. But I mean, that is my goal, so we'll see if I make it that far. I'm really hoping, I'm really excited, and thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you want more videos like this, give this video a thumbs up. Please comment down below about the bottles and the type of best bottles for breastfeeding babies, and if you can, subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.